Good day and greetings from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. This is Christopher Lacey doing lesson 6 for the final week. Introduction to digital audio music production with Loudon Stearns from Berklee School of Music. And what we're going to do today is go through some envelope filter settings on the VCA of the EFM1 within Logic Digital Audio Pro. And this is a synthesizer software instrument. It's the very first one here. And I've actually taken the liberty of going through and setting up some envelopes which will demonstrate switch, percussive, damp percussive, sustaining, and Quirk. Some things to pay attention here to are the attack, decay, sustain, and release settings here. And also the engaging the on and off key strokes here will be represented in this area right here. So why don't we go ahead and dial up some presets here that I've already taken the liberty of setting up ahead of time for convenience sake. And the first one we'll do is the switch, and that's a lot like a Hammond B3 organ. We have a low attack time, a low decay time, a fair amount of release, I should say sustain, and then a low release time. So that means when it's on, and when it's off. A lot like a Hammond B3 organ. And we can move on to percussive, which will be a low attack time, fairly low decay time. We'll also have a low sustain time and a low release time. Again, attack is low, close to 0. Decay, you can give a little bit of decay, fairly low. Sustain is going to be low, and release will be low. So this will be like a snare hit or something that's just struck. No matter how long I hit the note, it fades. So that's percussive. We can move on to damp percussive, which is going to be a little bit more like a tom on a kit, which will have, once it's hit, it'll resonate and fade away a little bit slower than the percussive sound. So you can go up here to damp percussive, and we're going to get, the settings are going to be fairly low attack time, but yeah, and then we're going to do a little bit more decay, middle of the road on this synthesizer for sustain, and then also somewhere middle of the road for release to give it a little bit of resonance. So if we hit it quickly, and then it fades away. If I basically emulating a tom on a kit would probably be the best example. Once you hit it, it kind of just fades slowly. The next setting will be sustaining, and that's a little bit like a violin or a trumpet. We have fairly low attack time, fairly high decay time, middle of the road sustain, and a fair amount of release, middle of the road release on this synthesizer. Again, as Loudon mentioned, it'll vary. Your settings are going to vary somewhat depending on how the synthesizer has been programmed, but this will be a sustaining setting. And just a little bit of release there, so that it fades away gently. If you want it to just die right away. And maybe you hear that click that Loudon was talking about. Let's just do it a little bit. And just play with that and see how that works. Okay, and then the last one is going to be the Quirk setting. What we do with this one is put attack to very low, decay to low, sustain to low, and release very high. And what this is going to do is going to give you a long note when you hit the key quickly and a short note when you hit the key for a long time. So let's try that out. Quick note, long, sustain. I should state that a different way. If you hit the key quickly, you get a lot of sustain. With long note, just dies. So that's the Quirk setting. So I hit 3 notes, hit all those, and it'll just kill them all. Okay, no pun intended for you Metallica fans out there. So let's review again. Why don't we just run these down one more time. Switch is going to be a little bit like a Hammond B3 organ. When it's on, and when it's off. We have percussive, which is going to be a little bit like a snare hit. And you can hear that. Just an attack and nothing else. We have damp percussive, which is going to be a little bit more like a tom on a hit. Hear how that works out? Then we have also a sustaining setting, which is more like a violin or a trumpet. Very gently. We can, as I mentioned before, less, and it just goes. Okay. Then we'll do a Quirk setting. Let's do Quirk here, and that's going to be quick hit on the keyboard, long note, and long note makes a short note. Or I should say long hit makes a short resonance. Chord that resonates, and then just with a putting the same chord down for a long time will just kill it. Let's try that again. Hopefully this has been a instructive demonstration, and certainly enjoyed being a part of the class. Look forward to your feedback, and keep in touch. Cheers, Loudon, and the rest of all my peers.